Hello, everybody. Um, so a little bit of a odd event had occurred outside. There's a bit of a storm that is going on, pretty intense one. After all, I didn't hear anything about it, so it just kind of threw me for a loop here. Really strange stuff here. We do have an emergency.
Yeah, there's first blood just happened, by the way, Army. Try and get back into this game.
Yeah, I gotta get into this game
Went to
quickly.
Digital Monster.
Let me go ahead and get right back into it. Thank you for cutting me off.
They're
Let's go
not
ahead and do this.
always hostile, just blew 2 more flashes as well, so things looking good for the newcomers right now. Though Hamcam's here, but nothing happens. So
Indeed.
yeah.
So
Black background right now.
So again, sorry to everybody. The storm apparently cut me out. Let's get right back into this game, shall we? What time is, where are you at, by the way?
7 minutes and 5 seconds. 6 seconds.
Perfect. I am exactly on time with you. So I missed the first
Right.
7 minutes here.
The
Unfortunate stuff.
screen is black on stream.
Oh, thank you. Probably looks like... no, this is the correct one. Interesting. Maybe I can get this thing to work right.
Yeah.
Alright, kick on. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, that's the client.
Still Black Sword.
Alright, Fridge 1-on-1 with Kaisermaw right now. This is actually really close. Trundle
there we
versus
go. That fixed
Renektonal.
it.
Both of them escape.
There we go. Looks like
Nearly-
we are finally able to watch the game. Thank you for helping me out.
Alright. Hey, we're back in. Alright. So, not much happened. There was a gank bot lane that resulted in a 1-for-0, obviously. First blood for Digital Monster for always hostile. Though Kaisermaw goes back in onto Fridge. Fridge is getting low. Lunar Gecko's got backup from Lunar Gecko. Lunar Gecko goes in, knocks up Kaisermaw. I don't think he has the damage to finish him. Okay, flash out of Kaisermaw.
So close, the red buff is just not getting enough tick. Thanks to the pots, I think Renekton had.
Yeah.
Interesting as well. Decided to go with the Ninja Tabby. Very interesting decision to go against this Trundle.
I don't think it's bad against Trundle, but it's more against Kassadin that I'm a little bit.
Yeah, I mean he does
questioning
get a lot of
about that.
do a lot of melee. Like he kind of goes into melee range to do damage.
Yeah, well, if you're Renekton, I think you want the tenacity and MR from that, especially into a whatchamacallit. Oh, looks like we might see a dive. I don't know if that's a good idea. Dive a Kassadin with Rift Walk.
Yeah, that would be
Looks
a
like they'll-
very
he'll
risky
walk-
decision
he'll walk
here. I don't
out,
think it would
but
pay off, but it looks like
They're on a
think they got
collision
him.
course.
Yep, here it comes.
And down goes Lunar Gecko.
Ooh, really quick.
Sejal.
Oh my goodness.
Flies out. Glacial Prison gets the Ahri ult, but nothing else.
Did not seem to get the kind of combination they were looking for there.
Yeah,
But-
just weren't on the same page. They were probably just all... I think the Drakkar is probably just caught up in the hype and threw his ult anyway.
Well, hopefully, for his sake, I hope there's not going to be a situation where that might be necessary.
Yeah. But always hostile. They're up 2 kills to none right now. And Digital Monster has double buffs, so... I don't know how it's going to turn out. Also, Ninja Tab I picked up by Fridge as well in top lane. It looks very even across the top lane, down to like their HP and CS nearly exactly. So I think Fridge has... Oh, in comes Lunar Gecko, follows the flash. That should be Digital Monster going down, so kill for Guardian.
Great,
Not bad.
great job by Lunar, getting right on top of Ahri just to prevent the opportunity.
As
for
I
him
was saying,
trying
though,
to
I think
ult away.
Fridge in a all-in, I think Fridge, because of his ult, has a slight advantage.
Yeah, I think you're right, especially considering the fact that it's like a lifesteal versus lifesteal
Oh,
situation.
speaking of that,
Bridge apparently thinks
here
he's got
come
the upper
both
hand.
ults.
They're
Oh, they
equally
just-
sized now as they both use their ultimates to keep themselves leveled, and it looks like at the end of it, Fridge is going to miss an opportunity that he was looking for. The pillar
Yeah, they
was
just-
supposed to lock him in. It just
They
didn't
just
seem to
both
do it.
decide not. They just both decide to stop at the same time.
Yeah. True stuff.
Things look even almost. Oh, geez, Kaisermaw Darts in the tower range. Well, my spectator freezes for a second. Animaniac has a CS lead over Jeremy that's worth mentioning. All the other lanes are basically pretty even, but yeah, no. The Ashe is doing well into Caitlyn, which is something odd. Not much does well into Caitlyn. I'd go as far as to say nothing does well into Caitlyn, but
I have seen Animaniac in the Bronze, Silver, and Gold competitive series a few times in the past. He was a very effective member of a team, but I'm also pretty happy as well to see Animaniac continue his craft. He was pretty solid, and I'm very happy to see that he's still got the groove, as he's giving Jeremy a bit of a rough time trying to get ahead of him in farm.
that's the most annoying thing ever when you're a mid laner, when you have the lost chapter and it pops when you're at full mana. You're always... That's upsetting.
I know, it really is. I have had that happen to me so many times. It's like, oh my god, now I don't have any extra mana boosts. It's the worst! It's the worst!
Yeah.
I like playing Xerath in the mid lane, though. I like playing. He's fun.
So far, Fridge and Kaiserma are looking very even in this Renekton and Trundle matchup. And Guardian Gaming, Lunar Gecko will walk up, but he's on a ward, so he'll just walk away. Although Drakar's there for possible counter gank. Hamcam dodges stuff out. He might try and go in here, but never mind.
It was like Ari may have predicted.
I think he could have. Actually, no, he doesn't have Ignite. I think he could have won that though with Ari completely whiffing the charm and the orb.
Yeah, but I guess Hamcam wants to try to at least continue the farm advantage he has. Doesn't want to take a risk in case Sejuani might be around the corner.
Digital Monster's getting all the buffs this game.
After all, they don't exactly see what we're seeing right now. They see only what their team is able to see. So, for all
last time I saw a hot
shot
shot hit a Maokai clearing red buff against an Ashe was that didn't end well for Maokai.
Yeah, I saw the same thing with the Gragas as well. That was really awesome to watch. Oh, a little bit of burst damage on Fridge. A little bit though, not a lot.
Though it looks like Fridge will win this trade as well, though, because unless he goes under the tower, I think he just beats Kaiserma just by sustain.
True, and I also feel like Trundle just kind of has the upper hand in the later half too.
He's a very slight edge, though they're not done yet.
Looks like Fridge really wanted to push his advantage, convinces Kaiser to step back. Yeah.
Although now it's worth mentioning Renekton does have that ult. So if Fridge obviously didn't... Oh, he pops that ult. I think relatively early. Drakar's coming in for a gank, though.
I guess he just wanted to have
Kaiserma goes in, and Fridge will just...
proc of his rage, but he does not get into the cage of Fridge.
He just blows his flash.
He did not get to the Fridge in time. The Fridge instantly gets away from that situation before it could even happen.
Yeah. Though I think if you're Renekton, I think you just... Like, obviously, it doesn't matter because Sedge didn't come in, but I feel like you just walk out of that bush without your ult on and then bait a little more. Because his ult would have run out as well if that had come to a fight probably in the middle of that gank. Arrow's gone out. I don't know who it's aiming for because it actually missed everything.
Goes, yeah, very wide there. I think
could have been a misclick.
Yeah, that is a chance. That's a possibility. Animaniac, usually, the last time I remember seeing Animaniac, he didn't really ult very often when he was Ashe. So I guess maybe he was just a little bit of a trigger finger. Or maybe he was... Oh, wait a second. He might have been trying to do the same thing that the other Ashe did in Week 6. Maybe he just assumed that... took a lucky guess at where Maokai was.
Well, it wasn't very lucky.
I guess not.
Drakar onto Lunar Gecko. Lunar Gecko's charmed. He'll just get bursted down by Digital Monster.
Oh my goodness, Maokai is just...
Hook connects.
Here we go, big fight.
Play into the ult from Sedge. Always hostile. Look to continue this dive. Drakar goes down as well, though, so it gets turned around on them. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Fridge still trading favorably. So
So close for them, and I think Sejuani just kind of got a little bit too confident in the engage, and Drakkar just kind of went a little further than he ought to. That
Yeah,
is
that's
a
the
blitzcrank.
second time Drakkar's done that this game, but this time it does bite him. Because, I mean, you're against a Blitzcrank. Just don't tower dive Blitzcrank when he is backup.
Yeah, he's got a pretty easy record of
Oh,
tower
Fridge,
dive
ult of a Kaisermaw. Kaisermaw pops his ult as well.
Neither
but
one
he
can
just
hold
walks
down
away.
the other long enough to make a kill happen, looks like.
First tower goes to always hostile, though, so this is giving them about a 2k gold lead now. Not what you'd
Indeed, but
expect versus the current standing leaders in the Guardian. So.
burst damage from Renekton is just not enough to put Fridge on the retreat. They're just kind of cutting at each other, but neither one can seem to make the finishing blow. They're just two battling titans, just slamming each other as hard as they can, but they can't.
Oh,
finish off the
Hook
other.
goes out on the Animaniac. Problem is, nobody's with Emialis, so he'll just get lanterned out. That would have been a very nice Hook if he'd had someone there with him.
True. I guess Emialis just simply wanted to instill a little fear onto Animaniac, I guess, as he does get
Yeah.
the pull here. Nothing wrong with a little fear in the early stages of 17 minutes, because if you can convince your AD carry to be afraid of a Blitzcrank, that is extremely scary when it comes
I mean,
to
I think
later
if your
half
ADC
of
wasn't afraid of a Blitzcrank, there'd be a bigger problem.
the fights. It's all about instilling fear, and it looks like Guardian Gaming has got their early game fear with Blitzcrank.
Yeah. You can never really count Blitzcrank out, even when he's losing. You know how it is in solo queue. The Blitzcrank misses every single hook, but that last hook in the final team fight that catches your ADC, bends time and space, and kills them. That's the one that loses you the game. You always got to be on the lookout for Blitzcrank. Emialis is just waiting to hook someone else.
True stuff, and it doesn't take a lot of effort because it just needs positioning to make this a big, engaging play for Guardian Gaming. They just need to miss positioning, and that's one of the things that could really go extremely beneficial. But the one problem with Emialis is, with Blitzcrank in general, is that team fight-wise, it takes a lot of extra curricular activity for a Blitzcrank to be effective in a team fight.
Well, ideally what you do is with Blitzcrank is you try and smash lane so hard it doesn't matter who you hook in a team fight, they just instantly die. But
True stuff.
obviously that hasn't happened yet. Guardian are down coming out of this so far in this laning phase for near 20 minutes.
A little bit of
Always hostile, knocking on another tower as well.
Great
so.
job by Jeremy, completely negating the wave entirely since he was by himself in the 3v1 situation, preventing
that's good
a
trap
play
placement.
to be made.
As Caitlyn, you do always want to be, moving your traps around. Though Jeremy's not doing the trap max, I'm not sure if that's the thing you're supposed to do on Caitlyn anymore, though. But
He might feel a little bit
max
more...
Q
You know,
first,
to be
but
honest, I don't feel like in that circumstance it's really that bad of a trade-off, because I think with Blitzcrank,
Yeah.
all you really need to do is just get them standing in a spot long enough, and then just get your damage out, and,
well,
your
yeah, that
game
makes
hurts.
sense as well, because maxing your Q gives you more burst, so that does make sense for Jeremy, because you just want to delete someone off the face of the earth when they get pulled in by Blitz. If I were Guardian right now, I'd get back into this game by actually using Fridge for something other than whacking Renekton. I'd try and get him behind someone. Trundle can be a pretty big disruptor. He's got TP advantage as well.
Right, but I don't know if Fridge is aware of this. Right now, Kaiser
he's
is
also
going to
starting
take
to-
advantage of this. They're going to go into the big slugfest, but here comes
Lunar
Malachi
Gecko's
to
here.
interfere.
This should be a kill. Kaisermoth. Oh no, he walks right into an Ash Arrow. Kaisermoth doesn't look like he's done with this yet. That's foiled by the Ash Arrow from Animaniac. Redeems his earlier possible misclick Ash Arrow.
Possible misclick, 100% trying to get the Lunar Echo. You know, to be honest, Lunar Echo for some reason seems to be rather squishier than I expected into this game. When they make a catch on him, they just instantly take out Lunar Echo.
Yeah. I mean, he's not a very strong Maokai just yet.
True
He
stuff.
has been farming, but all he's got is that Cinder Hulk, so... That's a Ruby Crystal. You're not going to be tanky sitting on that. It's like he may have some health, but first, A, that's not a lot of health. B, it doesn't matter if you have health as long as they have damage and you have no armor and MR. They'll just rip through you. It'll be slightly slower, but they'll still rip through you just as fast.
I wonder if we have our Twitch analyst with us in the chat, because I love to see what you guys could have as a conversation in a different segment, because I would love to hear you and
oh, Fridge going
mind.
forward.
It looks like a fight's gonna happen right now. Fridge apparently just seems to scare off Kaiser instead. Those two Titans are just swinging at each other, but neither one can get the upper hand.
Yeah, like I said, like, oh, ult goes out.
Oh man,
Emmy Alice is caught, but I don't know if they have the burst to finish him off. Yeah, he's just gonna walk away. So.
Oh, I just barely missed that moment. That's really unfortunate for me.
Hamcam's up top lane though, so this should be a free air drake over to always hostile. Oh, Kaiser Maw.
Doesn't
I'm
want to
not
give
sure
up
what
the
he's
tower
doing.
yet.
He doesn't need to buy time. He just kind of needs to sit there and clear waves in his tower.
Perhaps
So
he
they
has
get the
another action to take here. Kaiser apparently wants to convince that duo to leave the top tower, so he convinces him through his ultimate to just get him to back off, and it looks like it worked out in his favor.
Yeah, I'd say using an empowered Q is convincing. Oh, Drakkar, he gets the flash out, but Hamcam gets charmed. Lunar Gecko W's a minion. That's no good.
Unfortunate so
do
far.
that.
A really tough streak so far for Lunar, as he just can't seem to get exactly the positioning he's looking for to make some of these plays happen.
Yeah.
Hopefully that doesn't, for his sake, I hope it doesn't happen in the next 10 minutes, because they're going to need him to 100% play well. Well, thanks to the new Q of
Fridge
Trundle,
gets that tower, but he looks like he's on borrowed time right now, although Trundle is pretty infamous for turning stuff like this around. Emmy Alice is up here now, and it looks like he will. He'll flash forward, but I think the exhaust and the slow from the box is enough to stop the damage, and both top laners will remain 0-0 and 0.
Boy, good old It's Tits to the rescue. Completely peeled off Trundle and Blitzcrank, preventing the whole play from even having a chance. Really great job by It's Tits. Like that
Yeah,
would have
I thought
been
Fridge
a
was
kill
dead
for
because I
sure.
thought Blitzcrank was an always hostile member. I was like, oh wait, no, he's not. So yeah, he stood a good chance of turning that around 1v2. Yeah, but now also GG no longer have their teleport advantage, which is a little bit unfortunate because they had that for the longest time and they didn't use it for anything.
Right, for the longest
It looks like we'll
time.
see a fight there. Like, I think Fridge would be way more effective whacking someone else with his club than... Though they're sending him bot lane now to split push, so it looks like they're basically just giving this top tower over to Kaiser. Unless he... Actually, he looks like he doesn't want to go up there. Oh, minions just take it. That's how low it is. Alright.
And Trundle is going to be taking himself and moving towards the bot lane. He's going to try to take it. Thanks to the new changes to his Q, taking towers has never been easier for Bridge.
Well, not new changes. They were old changes that got reverted back to what they were originally.
Oh, yeah, 100% true.
Yeah, back when he was a monster last season, at the beginning, they removed it. He was just killing everyone. Now,
Give it back.
it looks
ever
like
since Thunderbolt change.
he's fighting Drakkar, but problem is Drakkar is backup now. Now it's a 3v1, though
Damage is coming
Lunar
through,
Gecko's
but Trundle's
here.
going to use his ultimate. His health is massive.
Oh my gosh, he almost turns it around. Lunar Gecko just leaves him for dead. I feel like if Lunar Gecko actually shows up there, they might even turn that. He had everything. He had flash, he had ult. He was at full HP too. But the call was, I guess, just to leave him for dead, so...
I guess so. I mean, not too surprised, really, considering the fact that Trundle had to survive a ton of that, and he does not exactly have any... He doesn't have a Spirit Visage yet. He doesn't have any of the other items that make his passive a lot more stronger, so they just felt like perhaps that was the right call to just let him go, considering there's 3 other
Yeah, though I
enemy
think you might
champions.
want him strong, even just trading back some things. It looks like Trundle's probably the biggest threat. Oh, outside is Caitlyn, but Caitlyn just gets blown up, which is a bit of a problem.
Indeed, Kaiser is going to get some extra pressure here. Big
He
fight
should
seems
just
to
be
be
able to click
breaking
the
out.
lantern, unless he doesn't.
Doesn't seem to
All
want
right.
it. I guess he just, one of those type of situations where it's like, you know, you just don't need the lantern, you know? I know there's like I know there's like quite a few friends that I know that play Thresh, but, you know, sometimes you just don't need a lantern sometimes, you know? You just don't need a lantern sometimes.
Yeah, but Yeah. Oh, Emmy Alice. Its tits should be dead here. He gets hooked in. He doesn't have backup in sight, really. They'll just burst him down. Don't know if the Ignite was necessary, but yeah. Going back to Fridge dying, I do think Lunar Gecko could have gotten there and saved him. You can't just, like, Trundle, I think, is, like, someone that they need as a constant threat, either as a split push or flanking in a team fight, right? You can't let strangers raid your Fridge for free, basically. That's what it is.
That's the joke you're going for.
If you let people raid your Fridge, you're gonna lose.
I was completely unaware of this incredible.
You won't get as fed if you let people raid your Fridge. All right, Hamcam though.
I hope Dirkhammer has a good joke for that. I would love to hear what he has to say. I wonder if he already came up with a joke and he's mad at you.
Probably.
Oh man, I need to get my laptop after this game. I gotta get to see what's going on in the community. Yeah. Anyway, the game has seemed to be stabilized a little bit so far. The farm difference this time seems to be rather close. This is definitely going to be a late game coming around for this one here, and it looks like it's going to be a bit of a fight between the two top laners now.
Yeah, the Fridge doesn't want to use his ult and fight this.
I would agree here. I think strategically it'd be more sound if he just prevented them from getting vision instead of trying to make a big fight here without his company.
Yeah. So I think the later this game goes, the better for Guardian. Especially because Lunar Gecko's been making some mistakes earlier, and the later the game goes, the tankier he gets. It's like, if he's Maokai, he needs to be the one diving, ideally frontlining, depending on how they choose to play these fights. But I think Jeremy's been arm enough a Storm now. He was behind, now he's way up in CS. I think Hamcam is just going to be a huge threat on Kassadin, as Kassadin will. And Fridge is going to scale up to be a terrifying Trundle, and then there's always the Blitz hooks.
We also are taking this 28-minute situation here into the account of how both sides are.
Will there be a
like
steal?
Fight,
yes, it will be stolen.
Lunar with a great steal in that situation, but the
fight's going out. Huge Maokai ult though.
And
Hamcam falls. So does Lunar Gecko though. So while they get the drag, they probably they get a tower top lane too. They get the drag, but they lose the fight. I still think that's worth it as well because of that tower top lane. I don't know if Guardian are done yet though. Drakkar versus Jeremy, that's not a fight you want. So I think if Always Hostile, though, can get more off this, then I think it swings in their favor. Looks like it is going to end up swinging in their favor, though.
Right, and Guardian Gaming getting an Infernal Drake only makes this a lot more scarier for their team coming around to it. 8% extra damage is always a scary bonus to have, no matter what.
Oh, Dirkhammer accepted my pun. Feels good.
Wait, he said what?
He said, I'll accept that pun. That was a good.
That was a good.
That was a good. All right.
Thank goodness. I value his opinion a lot.
So, also, I think this is I think, though, they do want to keep Fridge splitting. Because that's something he can do pretty well at this point. He's just a super beefy Trundle.
Indeed.
I think they should, at this point, I think it's better to just leave him alone in a side lane while the rest of the team just pushes other waves.
Perhaps this is sounding a little familiar to what happened in other games with them. Let's see what kind of strategy they want to have with 5 people. That's what they feel very comfortable with, and going into this later half of the game here, their comp, the way they like to play, they always want to remain together. They do not like having a split pushing, even though Fridge, as I know very well, has been an extremely effective split pusher for ESG. So
not only is Trundle a really great split push champion, but Kassadin's very good at it too.
Indeed, they have themselves a nice 1-3-1 comp, but they don't want to take.
Emmy Alice gets picked off. We'll see how this fight goes. Everything's being thrown on Fridge, but he's so tanky, and he does so much damage as well. 1-for-1 right now, though Kaiser is is here. Ham Cam onto Digital Monster. And that's a double kill for Mr. Jeremy. Will it be the triple? Yes, it will be the triple kill. Will this be the quadra kill? Oh, he doesn't flake it over the wall. It is a quadra kill, though.
Oh, this could be
him.
the first penta! He's in a situation right now. Ari is almost dead, but Jeremy doesn't have the
Fights
ultimate.
him off.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, he didn't make it over the wall on his flash.
Oh, Jeremy, I can't believe it! You would have been the first person to get a penta! Oh, no! He got the situation. That couldn't have been more perfect for Jeremy's situation. Entirely too good of a spot. The enemy was so focused on the front line. Trundle is such a good reducer of damage as well as a good position placer.
Not only did Trundle tank like 3 ultimates and like 4 people, like their whole kits to his face, but he burnt through Drakkar at the same time. This is such a big Trundle right now.
So strong, so effective here, and Jeremy you were so close. No,
He was very close.
So close to getting that penta, but you messed up the flash. That's
if only
so
the Kate ult was up, he could have got that penta.
Yeah, I believe he used it in the middle of the fight as well, so he missed that opportunity entirely. So unfortunate. It would have been nice to see if he gets the penta. I think that's like for us. I think at this stage, or at least for me. If you get yourself a pentakill, you're getting the freaking MVP. I don't care how you did it or what the situation is.
Oh, Guardian.
Here we go again.
They found its tits, and he just goes down. If I were them, I would bait this Baron, not take it, but wait for them to come to you and then just win the fight.
Great job by Fridge, completely isolating its tits'
Oh, they don't know they're on. Okay, now they do. Yeah, if you're Guardian, you probably just want to pressure Baron. Because they want you to leave.
Yeah,
that's why they push mid. Yeah.
Seem to be resetting themselves here. Perhaps they're going back to their old roots of waiting for opportunities, just like.
Although, if you want the Baron, obviously you do need mid push control. You wave control mid lane.
Indeed.
Usually the best way to set it up.
So
they are clearing out wards
back here, and Ari will be backing, so it'll be 3 people remaining in the mid lane against the 5 that is currently Guardian Gaming.
Yep.
They do not seem to be interested in the Baron call right now, even though they do have complete vision of this situation. To which, you know, Always Hostile assumed they were going to immediately Baron, but they are now shocked to figure out that they didn't in that regard.
Yep. I think Baron bait's good if you're Guardian. You have so much ways to turn off the Baron and go into the fight, as well as so much mobility. So like when you do something like pick someone off like that, and it's 4v5, you just start Baron, then you force them to come try and fight you, then you turn off Baron, you just kill them all, 4v5.
It does, especially considering the way.
So now they see them all going there. Guardian should look to trade Baron for this if they go on this, but it looks like they'll just try and contest drag.
Yep, they definitely want to get themselves this extra Infernal Drake to increase their damage.
Looks like this is going to be the fight.
Yep,
Lunar Gecko gets Ashe ulted. Infernal Drake goes to Animaniac. Animaniac now kiting on the backside. Hamcam is on him, but he's really low. Animaniac remains on top. Though at the same time, Digital Monster's diving on the other side. Lunar Gecko's rooted up. And Guardian Gaming is going down. Lunar Gecko the only one who survives that fight. That was clutch from Animaniac, kiting out all those people trying to dive on him.
So clutch, in fact, are we looking at a top 10 for him right there? You think he's got it?
I don't know. I think maybe. We'll see. We'll see how the rest of the week pans out, but this should be a Baron, easy free Baron.
Right, it just worked out so well in their favor thanks to how well they positioned during that engage. They made
Drakkar, don't die! Okay.
Ooh, close. Very close. But yes, they positioned very, very, very well in that one. They made sure Ashe was in a perfect spot where they only had to worry about one problem, and they kept everyone in the front, and they made the damage where it needed to be. So they managed to get rid of a lot of targets very quickly through their concentrated effort of just consistently and continuously trying to get damage out and leaving Ashe to stay out there on the battlefield. That
Yeah,
is
and the fact that
extremely
they
good.
did end up securing that Infernal Drake is super good.
They
Because
got
you
a
don't
lot
want
out
to
of that
give
trade.
this, you don't want to give Guardian 2 Infernal Drakes.
Indeed,
Oh.
Guardian Gaming now probably feeling a little bit of sweat here as their shot calling situation seems to have backfired only slightly against them here, as their method to not send Frage around and just keep everybody together seems to be the continued strategy, while Renekton split pushes the top side.
Well, I think they
Always
were a
also
little
goes against them.
overconfident, right? Because they got that,
Mhm.
because of how easily they burned through the Thresh on the last pick. And I thought they'd just be able to run through everyone else, but unfortunately you can't do that yet. I think they just thought they were a little stronger than they were, though. Now they want the
Maniac
fight.
in a
QSS.
rough spot here, gets
Not
caught by
enough.
Blitzcrank.
That's a great pick.
Yeah, but this
This
is
should
a
be
losing
Guardian
situation
Gaming's
right
fight now.
Oh yeah, definitely. Ahri needs to get out of there. Does not want to be the extra kill here, and the jungler makes sure that Ahri has enough time to escape. But it looks like Amcam's not done with it yet. Thresh is
Run.
right here on the block, while Renekton grabs himself a top tower on the trade back.
Same time, I think this is a big throw for Always Hostile. Oh, wait, Hamcam,
Indeed.
he gets hooked. I think they should just run. Forget about the fight. They already lost.
Yeah, but
shouldn't
that
have
might be
contested that
another
at all.
kill that ends up going in their way. Extra damage is coming through. Handcam almost died, but Lunar, very crafty, very smart, decides to go
Kaiser's just
after.
walking across the map to try and get another tower, try and salvage that play.
Indeed, he did do a really smart job of salvaging it earlier, however. He did grab himself a tower, and if he gets himself another one, that might not be a bad loss on the trade for Always Hostile.
Yeah.
But it looks like that's not going to happen either. Kaiser is going to have to flash to get away from both Hamcam and Trundle.
Yeah.
So in the end, it's only one tower for 3 Always Hostile members. So
Yeah.
I
think, though, the
that's
problem
okay.
is Always Hostile shouldn't really have been in that position, because you've got your top laner split pushing with Baron buff. So
Yeah.
you really just need to just push the wave into that tower and
yes.
not get picked off and die and start a fight.
True.
You don't
They
need-
definitely
like-
just did not see the Maokai on the other side. They did
And
not
also
see the
look at how
Blitzcrank.
low that tower got as well. They didn't really need to like try and force it down. They could just let the minion waves bombard it over and over again, because even still they still had like around half their Baron buff left. Really, they could have just let their Renekton do Renekton things in the other lanes.
Right. I think they did.
Although that
try
was
to
a
run
super
over-
good flank from Lunar Deco. That
Oh,
shouldn't
and
be
an
understated.
amazing hook by Emialis. Just an incredible.
It was more
one.
the
If that
hook
was
though
even- yes.
that landed, because Animaniac had a very good QSS on the Maokai Twisted Advance.
Yes.
But that was right. But right after that, he just got yanked back by Blitzcrank, and that was the death knell, honestly, because they really got to. The reason that Always Hostile won the fight before that and ended up getting Baron was because they protected Ashe against that. But when you pull Ashe into the middle of 5 people, can't win
Emialis
a
is
fight.
currently going to try something fancy, but the Banshee Veil onto Ahri does not connect, and it looks like Banshee Veil will remain on Ahri as well. Interesting decision. Ahri has decided to get himself a Leandri's Torment to try to melt the tanks. What do you think about that?
I don't think it's bad, but like maybe you'd want to take Death Cap, because like I think if you're Ahri, you kind of just want to like one-shot someone
True.
rather than whittle down tanks. Ahri's never been very good at whittling down tanks. She usually just either does nothing to them, or she's so ahead that she bursts them down too.
Maybe,
and I think-
maybe Digital has something in mind for that Leandri's Torment. Maybe he
I
has
think
some confidence in it as well.
I think a Death Cap would have been better, especially since, one of the 2 carries for the team right now, 5 and 2 for Animaniac, 5 and 1 for Digital Monster. The 2 of them need to be the damage. Although I wouldn't sleep on Kaiser Maw. We haven't seen him come into fights now. He's done very well split pushing as well. And he's still split pushing, while Guardian Gaming are looking for a fight once more.
Guardian Gaming's definitely confident right now. Some
Now,
extra
Kaiser Maw's
CC
got
on the trade
teleport.
back. Yes, he does, and it looks like the jungler got caught out there. The ult does miss, and that's going to give Jeremy a lot of free room to fire in the back line.
He still hasn't teleported in. Animaniac is kiting, but he can't kite any longer. He gets locked up, he flashes out, and oh no, they're all just gonna go down. It goes awry.
Jeremy.
The only way that's in any way worth is if Kaisermaw can trade that for a tower, and he can. But the problem is now, okay, Guardian should have gone right to Elder Drake. They're not going to go for Elder Drake.
They seem to be more interested in tower taking right now, but it looks like Kaiser does like his upper hand advantage. He thinks he's got the upper hand on Fridge. He's going to go after him, and he's going to continue.
I think that's a super
inhibitor.
bad call for Guardian, because you just take that, and then they can't walk up to you and fight, so you get towers anyway, and then they can't walk up and fight you when you take Baron in a minute.
There's only one auto left, and he does.
And they let Kaisermaw take the inhib. I don't know if that was a very great call.
Almost takes out HamCam on top of it.
So
But
they
it'll be
trade
inhib for
inhibs. I think you just take you get the Baron Elder double buff. Like,
I
they
think
can't do anything at that
I
point.
think Trundle might have. If let's say they went with Elder, do you think Fridge could have won the 1v1 against Kaiser or convinced him?
Without
to
a
run?
doubt as well, because they already had Infernal probably, and it's a Trundle.
Indeed.
And it didn't even matter. He didn't even need to win. He just needed to push him off.
Well, because of the situation, it's an inhib for imhib now.
So that played out about as well as it possibly could have for Always Hostile.
Yep. They
Now,
end up
obviously,
getting they're gonna get
Guardian are
exactly
still
what they think
ahead,
is
but
right.
they could have, like, instead of losing probably an inhib, Baron, and Elder Dragon, they just trade inhibs and lose the fight. I think that
guess
went really favorably for them.
Guardian Gaming is showing a little bit of their old ways coming back here, as it looks like early game winning is not going to be what they want to do. Ash ult misses, goes wide, but it's got has a catch and some damage on the trade back. Here we go again.
Lunar Gecko wants in. Digital Monsters caught out. They got to get out of this Maokai ult before it's too late.
It's going to get a root anyway on Ari. Lunar
Yeah, but
really
only
likes
Lunar
it.
Gecko's there. He's just going to get burned down by Animaniac. That was not a good optimal engage. HamCam's on the back line. That's not enough. Okay, so now it's going to be basically a 4v3, and that should be easily won by Always
Fridge
Hostile
can't really
because
survive this, but he's going to risk it all to try to get Animaniac back.
the Animaniac can just kite him
He's
for
got
years.
the ult on top of the
Hook
target.
connects. Oh man, that should be an ace for Always Hostile. They can just take Baron or end, or just end maybe. Or sorry, not an ace. 4 for 1.
They do.
No,
have
actually,
the minion
Kaisermaw wants it
advantage
to be
here.
an ace.
HamCam's on the run right now.
They could just try and end. Honestly, they don't
I
need
think
Baron.
they will. They're already on to the towers right now. The Nexus towers are going down rather quickly. 10 seconds left on Caitlyn. I don't think Katsuden can do anything about this at all. It looks like the Nexus towers have been exposed.
It's gonna be close. Jeremy's up.
He's finally
There we
up, but
go.
it's too late. The Nexus
Always,
is popped, and the
Always
surprise.
Hostile trying to dethrone Guardian Gaming. Start out the series 1-0.
What an I was gonna do that. You took it from me.
Oops. Stole your thunder.
You stole my thunder so bad. What was that Shiv proc, man? All right. Well, as you heard it from him, what a great victory for them. That surprised me. Wow. Well, I was not expecting that at all today. If you told me that.
Yeah, I think MVP for that goes to Animaniac.
Oh well, I mean,
Although a lot of damage did. Ari did more damage, but I do think Animaniac did show up more clutch in those fights. I think it's between Digital Monster and Animaniac.
Indeed. I can see why that was kind of the case here. The second Fridge got caught out of position. The second Caitlyn was removed from the map. All of those big engages, all those big plays that they managed to get, and the trade backs and the engage and everything, just kind of ended up going into the favor of Always Hostile, and Always Hostile really got really great everything out of what they did, and Guardian Gaming just seemed to not get exactly what they wanted out of their
This should be a learning experience for Guardian, because they threw that super hard after they won that team fight, where they could have gotten Baron and Elder Drake, and probably an inhib. They probably could have just marched up mid and won the game off that. Like.
Well, perhaps we'll see either in the recent Guardian Gaming coming around for Game 2 here, but let's take a look at the graphs real quick before we jump right into our MVPs here. Ahri actually did the most damage in the game, and Renekton actually outdamaged Ashe as well. Interesting
That's
stuff.
true.
I would actually say Renekton could be a viable possibility of an MVP.
You know what?
As well.
Yeah, he did hang with Fridge the whole game, and he was a constant split push threat.
Not to mention the constant split push threat, but got
And he
a
also,
very
yeah, he
valuable
traded
inhibitor.
that inhib, which ended up like saving the game almost for them.
Yeah,
It gave them a
opened up the
second
door
chance.
for them to just walk right in to win the game with the Nexus. If he never got that, you know, if Guardian Gaming got that Elder Drake, and you know, let's say for shit and you know for giggles, Fridge won that fight at the top side to prevent the inhib grab, we might be like thinking this could have been another 5 minutes where Guardian Gaming
Well,
won.
I think Guardian would have just easily won if they just taken Elder Drake, then taken Baron.
Right.
Won.
That being said, I think Kaiser Ma actually managed to get the MVP because of that surprise take at topside. I think he kind of gets the game 1 MVP.
I'd give it to him. Yeah, Kaiser Ma. Good job. Rock.
You rock. You rock. All right, let's get ourselves ready for the next game, ladies and gentlemen, as game 2 will be going on here. Just a quick reminder that I want to also apologize for the Gathering of Warriors event that didn't happen yesterday. Plans ended up becoming a little bit changed on that, but don't worry. Next week, I will make sure we got ourselves a Gathering of Warriors event. Don't you worry about it. Make sure you guys show up at the next coming Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You will not be disappointed. You can play into the games. You get the first pick to go right into it. I'm advertising, by the way. You can get the first pick into it. You get to go first and enjoy the fun festive matchups and fun gameplay. And your host over here, Army Overlord, will be the one streaming and casting that game. I'm going to be versing Fred Fredersen in a 1v1 caster versus caster of Gathering of Warriors match next time. Hopefully you guys can come around on the next Friday to be able to watch that. Love to see as many people as we can get in here, and I'd love to see what other things we can have done. But for the meantime, me and Manwalrus will be taking a small break while everybody gets themselves situated and sorted into this. What a surprise turn of events, as Guardian Gaming actually did not come out on top. And as both me and Manwalrus were talking, we feel that Guardian Gaming's shot calling was one of the reasons for that. Let's see if Always Hostile can make a 2-0 here and possibly make a huge statement.
Yeah.
We'll be back here. We'll be back in a short while, about a 5-minute break. See you guys soon. We'll be back here. We'll be back in a short while, about a 5-minute break. See you guys soon. We'll be back here. We'll be back in a short while, about a 5-minute break. See you guys soon.
All right, Army. Both teams are ready.
Yes, they are, and let's get ourselves right into the action, shall we?
Yep.
Okay, here,
You
we're
ready?
all set and done. We took our small little break, little breather. Let's get ourselves right into the game here. Okay, here, Man Walrus. I think we can get ourselves focused in for game 2 here, as Guardian Gaming kind of surprised me. I thought they were going to win this one. They showed a lot of promise in week 5 and 6 with their quick closing of games, beating Half Faith and beating their other opponent Never Back Down very quickly and very sharply. But this game, this one went the distance and went against them.
They just kind of threw in that one spot, honestly. Now, if you're always hostile, I think you want to ban this Caitlyn in first rotation, like right now. Please. It's the only like Mr. Jeremy with like 9-3 or something. He ended up with a quadra, almost a pentakill. I think it's just like you have every option to remove it right now, so you should probably just remove it.
I see what you're saying here, but Kaiser Ma is the final decision here. 2 seconds left. It looks like they are going to get rid of Blitzcrank. They're going to get rid of Blitzcrank, of all things.
Fine, I'll just be over here, sharpening my thumb.
Wow, what do you think about that, Man Walrus?
I don't think Emialis did a lot this game.
Well, I
Although-
disagree. I think he took out Ash several times. I think he was
think
an impact,
Caitlyn-
but I don't know if it was
Caitlin's
like,
a better,
yeah.
probably a better ban than Blitz. I mean,
agree.
also, you could probably just wait till second rotation to ban it as well. Though, I think we should also focus more on the Zac pickup. That's obviously a power pick. That's something you should always ban on red side. Zac and Caitlyn are the usual red side bans as well, 2 of them, but they decided to go for more target bans than normal bans. This
Indeed,
time
they
Ari goes over to HamCam. Morgana picked up Remy Ellis. So
don't. Well,
we're
right.
looking at different team comps from last game, that's for sure.
Yeah,
already.
but right now they have their opportunity to secure their own Caitlyn. In fact, as I
Yeah,
know
they could
Annie
pick
Maniac
it away.
can.
With,
Galio
good.
seems to be the next follow-up pick.
I do like the Galio Zac front line. I think that's very effective.
Really in your face, right into the target, throwing their
They
own
got
bodies
2
right into them.
Always Hostile got 2 power picks right there. And the
Ooh, and a
Renekton too. That means it's going to be a
Renekton
mid Galio. Yeah.
Huh. I don't
It's
know if
mid-Galio,
Renekton... I don't know if we want to use Renekton twice in this situation, but clearly Kaiser does want to take Renekton again.
I don't know if it's really ever bad to take Renekton. He's always very strong in lane. I think he showed up well on it. And I do think that this is a really good comp if Animaniac picks a hyper carry here. Or someone for this front line to protect, because they do need some damage.
Nar,
If they want to.
appears to be the counter pick to Renekton here, as both sides have not selected Caitlyn or any AD carry at that point, which means they do
I'm
get an
re-
opportunity to
I'm really
reban these.
surprised Guardian didn't take Caitlyn again, because you already know what top laner you're going up against. And
Yeah, not
and
even
Caitlyn's
taking
a
their
power
own hyper
pick.
carry either.
Take a good look.
yeah, and it's
the
not a
last
bad
one
idea to
yet.
blind pick Caitlyn ever.
And there goes Ash off the board here, so Animaniac's
take
not going to
that
get
away.
it, so probably going to be a Caitlyn ban following that, I would assume.
If I were them, respond with the Caitlyn ban.
So what do you think is the next option here? Twitch? Maybe even Tristana? Like, who do you get at this point?
I think, actually, if you look at his op.gg, Animaniac does play Twitch, actually. It's his... He's played 16 games of it in solo queue, so I think Twitch would be actually great with like a Twitch Braum bot lane would actually be something I would love to see.
You don't have the
I don't know if it just plays it, but I think Twitch would be very strong. Sona. My second least favorite support. Sona right there.
Well, right
Don't
now
like
it looks like that might be the pick. Wait a minute, Jeremy decides to go with Tristana. Interesting.
Yeah, and I think now you see Tristan, I think you have to raise them with Twitch. at this point. Hyper carry, I think you gotta go hyper carry for hyper carry, especially since there's more damage in other lanes and even in the support role for Guardian right now. And it looks like they will be picking up Twitch.
Nice little lining shot to shoot right past and right through his own tanks to get into the back line of hitting multiple people in that back line. But I think that's where a lot of impact will be coming in here. But here's one thing that I gotta know. What is Lunar gonna take? Right now they have themselves a tank at Gnar. They've got themselves a Morgana for support, I would say. So what is...
Okay, so
I mean, let's
I really would like to see Braum. The Rakan's not bad either.
But if they... Wait, if they...
But also, that's in the Morgana. I don't know if that's a good pick in the Morgana.
Wait a second. Where's Morgana going then, if Sona's taken here?
Well, I don't know if they... I think it's just a Sona hover.
Well, here is Karma. It's Soraka now. Wait, who are they taking into the jungle?
Unless it's the young Morgana jungle.
There it
Ivern.
is.
So I haven't seen Ivern in a while, actually. But
well, you're gonna
he
see
can do
it
his
now.
thing. I do like the comp from Always Hostile more, though it's worth mentioning that the only thing I don't like is Rakan, because while Rakan is a great playmaker, right, he's also like, their bot lane sending mixed messages. It's like, we want to win lane with Rakan, but we're also picking Rakan into Morgana, and that's a bad matchup for him with his one, well, in early laning phase at least. He has extremely telegraphed. His W is so telegraphed. That's an easy black shield for Emmy Alice every time. So if they're looking to play passively and play more for team fights, it's not bad. But I think something like Braum would be better, probably. But
also going to be difficult to get any type
his
of
choice,
stun,
so
any type of ability. It's going to be really difficult for Jeremy to be
and
held
also
down.
Twitch Braum's just an insanely strong duo lane with that.
Yeah, Rakan's got to be the
Combination
engage.
of-
He's got to be the playmaker here, but that's why you got Morgana
Braum
to just
has.
make that not be the case.
Yeah.
So, I mean, statistically speaking, I think you're absolutely right on that regard.
I
But at the
think
same time, it
it-
isn't very easy to hit a Rakan with the Q.
Yeah. It's going to be engage versus disengage, I think, this time. I think Fridge would probably be better served a lot of the time using these Gnarls defensively and not offensively.
But here's the thing that makes this the real
Because
kicker.
I think the Chitin fight is super strong from Guardian.
Yeah,
Like, look
and
at how hard they can kite.
But
this
we
team.
haven't. That's the thing that's the one thing I've never seen Guardian Gaming really do very
Yeah, they
much
usually
or
run
often.
like
They usually
like
go
in-
with the opposite of this.
yeah, like this looks like a pretty good Guardian comp that it's something you might expect to see out of them.
You think?
But yeah, I haven't seen them pick like a really strong, team fighty comp. I think I know their current one isn't very representative of what they usually pick though, except for that Gnar.
Yeah, it's just kind of. I don't know. I when I watch Guardian Gaming, I kind of see the exact opposite. I see something more like what Always Hostile is using. Like I see something more like they kind of want to have their own engages. But
Yeah.
to have a disengage comp, to me, Guardian Gaming kind of has a little bit of something that I've never seen them use before. Maybe.
Yeah, and I mean this could be good, but also disengage comps are so much harder to pull off than disengage comps. Just,
Yeah.
like the engage for them is like Zac jumps in, Galio ults onto him, Renekton dashes into someone, and then Twitch is just killing people with his ult, and
And while
Rakan's running
Rakan just
around.
helps with catching and retreating and peeling. Yeah. Yeah, I know
He
what you mean.
runs.
Yes. But like,
Though
it
if
just
they
seems
can
like
pull
there's
this
a
comp
kind-
off,
yeah,
if they can pull it off, it's very good. But we haven't seen them pull anything like it off.
It's
So.
yeah. I don't know if it's a risk they should take. It just seems.
Well, they're
like-
down in the series. Maybe if they would won that game, they were 1-0, it might be worth trying. But if they want to keep their record the way it is, I'd suggest sticking to your guns, trying to tie up the series and just win it.
Well, they're definitely trying a different gun here, but is it the power of a bazooka or a pea shooter? That's the real question that Guardian Gaming is going to be answering.
Well, Tristana is a decently large sized gun, probably. So
that depends if she can aim it.
the only gun in the game is actually on the side of Guardian Gaming,
yeah,
which is a crossbow. So
True. If like Ultrasonic has this big old cannon gun, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I see what you're saying. I see what you're slugging. Well, let's see. Only a couple seconds left to go here. Let's find out who is going to be the guy to
Oh,
win.
that summoner's glitch, by the way, that happens in Champ Select. Person asking about it. That always happens. That's just how the new client just kind of sucks.
Uh-oh. Looks
With
like I
the
had a
tournament
bit. Looks
draft.
like my client just crashed.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it did. But I think I could just
Mine's-
reconnect and get right back into this.
Doing all right, I think.
I think I got it right. I think I do.
Yeah, the new client, ever since they implemented the 10 ban draft thing, for whatever reason, the summoner spells are just cut off, and it happens every game, and it does annoy me a lot. So,
Yeah, not only that, but the Nocturne passive as well has been also annoying, too. I liked it better when we could just instantly get right into it. We don't have to see a Nocturne passive.
speaking of that, now we have a nocturnal, whatever words.
Yeah, passive, ultimate passive. Whatever it is. Anyway, the lights are out, but we can see the health bars of our fountains, as it looks like it'll be a big old fight to.
Yeah, why does the
reclaim
fountain have a
their-
health
or
bar?
to
Let's talk
either-
about this. I can click on it and it says 9,999 out of 9,999.
So it's infinite.
So little did you know, the fountain can die. There's some way to kill the fountain.
Yeah, I wonder if Vandril would be able to find a way to kill that.
Maybe
That'd
it's
be fun.
like something with Kane. You have to walk off the map into it. But yeah, we're underway now.
Maybe indeed. Well, it looks like we're going to get up a nice little line of vision. No invade strategy from either side. Not going to be surprised about that. I was expecting it, though, in
Line of
the
scrimmage.
last game. Did it end up happening? Because I ended up missing it. And on the stream, people ended up missing it, too.
No, I was still trying to figure out what was going on at that point.
Ah, okay. So that means nobody saw if they actually went for an invade.
Yeah, I was like frantically trying to figure out whether I had crashed or you had crashed.
Right. Well, if Guardian Gaming somehow manages to get themselves an MVP at some point, or wins the series with MVP, then we'll go ahead and give it a look-see to see what happened with that. But maybe we'll ask either team.
Oh,
Digital now is fully aware where Lunar is. Still dances into position here, and here's the first encounter.
Okay, nothing really happens.
Kind of weird. He kind of let himself lose health there.
Wait,
too.
why did he use a health pot? What? I don't think
Um,
you need that.
Perhaps
he
he
just
wants to go
regen.
full
Well,
health.
He's Ivern, honestly, so it doesn't really matter that much. It's not gonna like affect his clear line. Favorite game.
I'm a
Right
big
there.
fan of Nar.
That is fun. I like him. I like that skin too.
He's a cute little guy. Ferocious. Unkillable, bloodthirsty monster is the cutest gosh dang thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It looks like
Oh, she's coming
here
out.
comes the first engage
one.
right off the bat here, and Animaniac's got some
Oh,
big
flash
damage on
forward.
Emmy Alice. Is that going to be enough damage? It's another auto attack. It doesn't look like enough to take him out.
The
Whoa!
Flash is traded there.
Indeed.
I play a good amount of Twitch, obviously, and I don't think that was worth flashing forward because Expunge has incredibly low base damage at level 1. It's a bit of a thing, as well as Mr. Jeremy still had his heal. He didn't heal Emmy Alice either.
right.
So I
and-
think a little overzealous.
Maybe they just wanted to get rid of Emmy Ellis's early flash, so that way a play can't be made with Ivern, perhaps. Maybe that's the plan of attack, because that's a sitting bot lane. The second Morgana hits that, and then Lunar hits his Q. That's like a bot lane that is not gonna move.
Yeah, I think it's less a play can't be made with Emmy Alice, but more Drakkar can make a play now with Zac. No flash on the Morgana. It's very gankable lane. Except for the problem of Triss still having all her summoners and her W's. So I feel like you'd more want to burn Mr. Jeremy's flash, at least. But I don't know. We'll see if Drakkar can get some creative angles. Obviously, though, it does look like they're trying to make an Ivern play. Lunar Gecko hops right onto a ward, although Drakkar's here for the counter gank.
Here comes the
He
Q,
dashes
does hit
in.
the target. Morgana
That might be a
doesn't-
problem. Flash goes out, and he'll just run away.
Jeremy hucks
Inst-
a bomb onto its tits. Nothing big happens with it, though.
That
No
was a
auto attack.
beautiful illustration of instant regret coming out there for Lunar Gecko. He just dashes to her. He sees Zack flying at him. He's like, I regret everything. And he just flashes out. Digital
Yeah,
Monsters looks
yeah.
like he's bullying Hamcam around as well. So things are looking pretty good for Always Hostile.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be a very hard situation for Guardian Gaming from this point onward, though, because the later the game gets, the more invested Always Hostile is going to be. They're going to try to throw the best they can to get Guardian Gaming out of this matchup, and perhaps they're fully aware of that too. Maybe, maybe Always Hostile is might be a little too greedy, you know? Might be just a little too much wants to win this game. Maybe that's exactly what Guardian Gaming
Kaiserma,
is better
that
for.
was well played. He dodges that W from Fridge, so you can just dash in. Destroy him.
Unfortunate for Kaiser, who had a big opportunity to take Fridge out, and still does thanks to the health he has. But the farm is equal thanks to the efforts from both
Yeah,
sides.
Fridge is really good at farming. I'm obviously, when I used to do stats, that was something I would notice, was Fridge always had the lead in CS, as well as CS per minute, a lot of other things.
Fridge is kind of gambling his big life.
Also, this
here.
is when he was on ESG and they would lose every game.
True, very true stuff. Now that he's on to Guardian Gaming, which is now one of the highest
Or
farming.
the highest.
Yeah,
Right,
one of the
yeah.
yeah, and for me, one of the highest farming teams in the I would say the duo esports right now. One of the highest ones. I think it's just going to be a nice little always ahead of their opponents when it comes to farm, and we did see it
There
last
was
time
a-
too.
There was a week when his like CS per game was like 314 or something earlier on in the season. I remember that.
That's crazy good.
It was absurd. Yeah.
Crazy, crazy, crazy good.
Oh.
Ooh, extra
Ivern's
trade back
there,
here.
but-
Ivern comes up, but no plan to make a play.
I don't think there's
off of
anything
it.
you can do as Ivern really against this Renekton.
Well, there's exactly
And
what
there-
you've been talking about, but it looks
Yeah.
like it's even better on the Q shot because it actually lets Animaniac take some trade there.
Yeah,
So-
they win that trade as well.
Exactly what you were talking
Like
about. The
super hard,
biggest
yeah.
problem is it's a telegraphed move, so he's got to be extra careful how he wants to play it.
Yeah. It's probably the most telegraphed like bot lane CC thing. And that's the problem even. Emmy Alice doesn't even need to land the binding onto Animaniac. He can just throw it at its tits.
And its tits is
If he
also
gets that, he
very
can't-
squishy and very easy to get, to be killed.
Yeah, he
From
can't
this
dash
position.
away when he's hit by that. Though Drakar's here for gank on the Fridge.
Fridge, good
that's a
dodge
nice
on the
hop.
jump. And
Gets yanked back a couple paces.
Yep, no big CC has landed. Thanks to the new jumping distance by Gnar, he has been able to avoid.
That's
so
only in
much
Mega Gnar
trouble.
form.
Yeah, I know, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh, though Fridge might have overstayed his welcome here. Might be a little too confident. Though, actually, he can just flash and hop out again.
Yes, he will do so. Get out of that, but they might have a second chance at this, but nope, they will
got out of
not.
jail
Fridge
free
is
there,
gonna
really.
make sure he does not get jumped here and takes a safe passage back.
Yeah.
Couple autos as looks like Animaniac's trying to antagonize Mr. Jeremy just to get him to feel a little
Oh,
antsy in the lane.
Galliwalt comes out.
Saves Ricard as it looks like
if I were Digital Monster, I would
does
leave.
not hit anything, and neither
Oh,
does anyone else.
That's a strange Ariel burn. Kaiser Ma's on the Lunar Gecko. He's 3 levels up on
Yep.
this Ivern.
And Kaiser's going to try to pressure Lunar. He steps back a little bit. The unfortunate thing right now appears to be Lunar does not seem to be able to get this this situation looking well for him because he's level 4 and everyone else is getting close to level 6.
Oh, Fridge trading well.
And step backs goes both of them, and Lunar's on a really rough spot right now.
Though somehow just through CS, it looks like right now Always Hostile are up a good amount of gold. About that 800 odd gold.
Right, just when we were mentioning about how we think, how I thought Guardian
Fridge
Gaming had
knows
the
how to
higher
farm.
farming amount, but let's see what the later half says. Animaniac
Oh.
likes his. Never mind, it looks like he's not going to go in right away.
I
Fridge is
wouldn't
going
like it
into
if I were him, especially since Hamcam
Fitz
and
is now
Lunar Gecko are
sitting duck
collapsing.
into that massive amount of damage. He gets ulted, but Emielus does get the root he's looking for. Ults are
Ooh,
going
he gets knocked
wide
back.
and outward, but it looks like the bot lane's going to end up going down here. First blood has gone to Mr. Jeremy, and that's exactly what needed to happen.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Like, when you saw them looking for that engage and you saw Hamcam and Lunar Gecko walking towards the fight, you're like, oh no, please
Yeah.
turn back. But also, I don't think that's something they should have engaged with their bot lane versus that other bot lane. I don't think you can win a 2v2 against
Probably.
that.
I guess they're just trying to break
Oh,
Mr. Jeremy's
Drakkar wants
concentration.
this
Big
engage.
damage is
He
coming
caught
in,
Mr. Jeremy.
and out goes Mr. Jeremy, in fact.
Taunt on the Hamcam. They're still taking damage from this dragon. Though Hamcam's
wants-
exhausted,
Gonna get
they
some
might be able to
revenge.
take him out. Digital Monster
It's
should
not-
be able to finish him. He gets charmed.
I wonder if he's got enough Q damage. He does. Here
Drakkar's
comes Zack
back
to the
in.
rescue.
Knocked into his passive.
It's a double kill. A
They should be able to
triple
finish Drake.
go down
Oh
here.
no, Fridge is here to try and clean it up. He's close to Meganar.
Indeed he is, and he's got a lot of damage to go
Let's
with
see
it.
how he plays
Here comes
this.
Animaniac coming from the death earlier as Fridge is on the run here. He needs to jump over the wall to prevent himself from getting hurt, and the Drake is now into the hands of Always Hostile unless Fridge has some sort of plan here. He tries to throw a boulder at it. It doesn't
They're
work.
really
It's
low.
resetted. The Drake
Oh,
is
no.
resetted. It's now back at 2,000. They have a chance to take this. But
Yeah,
it
but
looks like
Guardian
they didn't
Gaming are
realize it at
nowhere
the
near it.
time.
They didn't know that
They
happened.
didn't know about that at all, and finally the Drake goes down. That's so unfortunate. They had
Well, they
only
just said,
one
"Forget
ward would have
this."
determined that Drake from going on to the other side, I think.
Yeah, Guardian cut their losses and left, honestly. I don't think I
Yeah.
can blame them for that.
It's unfortunate here, but I don't want to be a guy that points any issues about that, but Mr. Jeremy had a ward, a yellow trinket, in fact, during that situation. If he placed it down, they might have been able to have got right
I mean, he
back
got
to the-
jumped on and ulted by Zac. I think that's one of the last things you're thinking about when that happens.
Yeah.
Almost a first tower for Kaisermaw, too, at the same time.
Right. It's just one of those maybes or ifs or who knows whens.
Yeah, substantial gold lead here now for Digital Monster. He's up about 1k on Hamcam. Which is weird because Hamcam's been incredibly dominant this whole season. Good to see someone
Kaiser's just
challenge
been,
him.
like, just been
Bridges.
what they need and when they need it.
Yeah. I've also seen Hamcam play nearly like anything under the sun at this point, so he seems to have a good champ pool, but Galio seems to be a puzzle. Though I wouldn't enjoy playing against Galio either.
Not a very fun mid laner, I can assure you of that. I don't think
Uh-oh.
anybody has fun with that. Bridge
This is-
apparently likes
Bridge
the
wins
fact
this.
that Kaiser. Oh, unless Kaiser thinks he can with his reinforcements here. He's just
Problem
taking
is,
auto attacks from Fridge. Fridge
Kaiser
doesn't
has
even need to do
reinforcements, he
anything.
needs to
He's just
commit.
gonna auto attack him to death.
Wait, Fridge can just kite this out easy and flash, yeah.
Worried
If you're
about
Kaiser, you commit to that like earlier instead of just standing there and taking free damage. Because
Yeah.
Galio was in alt range that whole time, but oh, always hostile, not done yet. But he has nothing to throw him against.
Indeed, he does not. And it looks like
Redemption
Fridge will
on
be getting a redemption to get his health back up here. One of the stable items for good old. Ivern.
Guardian are gonna try and hold this tower. Nice Gnarl!
And
That
it
should be a
looks like-
kill for Fridge.
this is
First
the
turret goes down.
First time I think we have ourselves a kill between the two top laners.
Now Guardian Gaming have probably got to run away. They can't stay in this Galio Q circle.
That is
Or else
such
that's
a
gonna happen.
large range. Oh my goodness. Flash, but the taunt still hits the target anyway. Lunar will end up getting a free double kill for Galio. Galio's really getting out there, right in front.
Oh, that was a great play for Fridge, but the problem was, like, their tower was gone, and they didn't send anyone up. Hamcam rotates up, but he's too late.
And yeah, it is what it is. I think they could have just checked that one out as, well, we can't really make a play off of it. Fridge might be able to do something, but I don't think they can like get anything else. So maybe
Yeah,
Hamcam
Galio's
kinda checked
damage
it
while
off.
going, like, mostly tank is just absurd. Though he does look like he's going towards more of a damage-focused build this game. Galio's base damages are ridiculous. Strong sex.
Speaking
So,
of ridiculous,
Animaniac
really likes
stealth.
his situation right now. I don't know if he should
Can-
even bother. He
I
can
don't
just
think
keep his
they
farm
win.
lead.
With the Black Shield, I don't think they win that 2v2 straight by
Red
himself.
buff is now up and available. Will there be a rotation for it, because I've seen a lot of the games with Ivern, nobody really wants to do it or go for it after it's up
Honestly,
ready.
Fridge should just grab it.
Agreed. It looks
Can't
like
hurt
yep,
him. It looks like he might be going for that right now.
Yep. Just as we're talking about it, I've seen so many people just not care about the Ivern red. They just kind of like whatever, and then they
If Fridge
ignore it.
takes it.
Well, here
He's
we
gonna
go,
run
Fridge is-
into Kaiser again. He has red buff now, so that's gonna be a fight in his favor. Of course, if there weren't two other people
if not,
from
yeah,
yeah, there were two more always hostile
yes.
members there.
Yes. Is that another Infernal Drake? I can't tell. I'm gonna need the camera to move ever so slightly.
It's
for me to
it's
know.
an ocean.
Ah, an ocean. That actually, I think, kind of benefits Guardian Gaming a little bit better.
If I were always hostile, I'd go for Rift Herald there. You know that they're all there. So, ooh, it's just able to dash out.
Yeah, they know about this now.
They're gonna
but
try and dive, I think. Though Animaniac started the fight earlier on. Mr. Jeremy's
They're
gotta
just
hop
trying
out.
to
But
get
look,
as far away
there's
from
4
as
of them.
possible.
Peter Gecko's taking the tower.
Damage is starting to hurt.
He's got
the charm
backup,
to hit
though.
the back just before
Witch
the
Ult
spell
opens
shield.
up. Huge damage coming out of Animaniac, and it looks like they've waited too long. Always hostile. Turn the fight around. Is this going to be a 4-for-0? It is.
Oh, and really, really
Fridge had
unfortunate for Guardian
TP. He
Gaming.
didn't TP in. I don't think he. Well, actually, I don't think that's his fault. I don't think they called it. I don't think they thought they needed to.
Yeah,
There's a 4v2.
yeah, I agree.
Terrible misplay there by Guardian.
Absolutely. That just seemed to be as if the way that they thought they could get out of it just didn't seem to come across. You know, to be honest, I think Handcam genuinely thought he was going to be out of there way beforehand, but it looks
Yeah,
like
but also I think that was well played as well by
definitely.
by Always Hostile, because they knew they were getting go and they just called their bluff. Basically, they didn't just like sit there to die under tower. They're like, all right, we'll just engage this first.
Great CC,
Yeah, we have some
great
people
engage,
rotating
great
down.
job here, and it looks like Fridge is going to continue his split push topside. He should get a tower as they're running. Guardian Gaming is chasing after the team that has currently got themselves killed.
6k gold lead at 16 minutes though. That's a little bit intense for Always
Yeah.
Hostile.
Yeah,
Guardian
Gaming's
Gaming,
a little bit
they're
on
gonna
the
have to come
ropes
back.
here. Yeah, that's just,
Yeah.
again, really shocking, because Guardian Gaming is the top dog right now, and this new team is showing them a run for their money. Like, this is just a big shock to me, personally. I was not
Yeah.
expecting this at all. And they're still giving them a big fight.
Mhm.
Well, it looks like the Ocean Drake is falling into the hands of Guardian Gaming. That's extremely good for their cases, considering what you suggested earlier being a disengage comp. I think that's very important to have.
Problem is, if the enemy team is up by like 5k gold at 16 minutes, it's getting increasingly hard for them to disengage.
Not to mention,
It's a 603 Galio and a 106 Zac. One of the two of them is going to land on your back line. Worst case scenario, both.
right. Animaniac is currently lurking around, sniffing around for even the slightly mispositioned anybody on Guardian Gaming. He's going to go ahead and get himself a
Car
tower
wants
grab.
in. Oh, no, he doesn't. Never mind.
They don't really have to force a fight at all. They could just flex their muscles a little bit since they have the upper hand, and Guardian Gaming is well aware of that. But how can they close out the game is the next question here. What do you think is going to happen in the next 20 minutes from now?
Well, I
Possibly.
think that they should get this Rift Herald probably.
If they can get their hands on it. Guardian
I
Gaming
think
is right now
Guardian
in position
looked
for
to-
the steal.
Contest it though.
They're walking into the splash of Twitch. It looks like a
I don't
root
think
has
there's
landed
much
on
they can
Galio. Damage is starting
Digital
to come
Monster
through
just
here.
has Digital Monster just has this huge zone. He can just zone their whole team off, basically.
Yeah.
He's so tanky and does so much damage. You just can't go near him because you just get taunted, and then someone's gonna jump on you anyway. Like, and also if you're if Tis is in trouble, he'll just dash out.
And then
Oh,
jump to
Hamcam's
his
gone over
ally.
the wall though.
And their immediate catch attempt on Rakan seems to have gone a little bit out of
So
their
now
hands.
you see them backing because of wards. If you're whatchamacallit. Yeah, so they should just use Rift Herald right now.
But if they can get interrupted, no, looks like
They
no
can't.
attempt to us.
That's a mini Gnar. He's got no CC at all.
Oh yeah.
He just kills himself. Oh, in goes Zach. He tries to get a knockback, but it's
oh,
he gets
trifecta on the pickup and 3
oh
grabs.
no, you can't disengage that. You just get
You can't
eliminated.
disengage
Rift
that
Herald's
at all.
still alive, doing a huge chunk of damage. Drakkar still in the base. He gets knocked into his passive though.
I think this might be one of the first few 20-minute inhibitor grabs.
This is
Before
gonna be a
20 minutes,
sub
in
20
fact.
minute inhib. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first time I've seen this in a long while. I think the
Oh,
last
charm
time was
though
3
onto
weeks.
Animaniac. Watch yourself. All right, he should be all
I
right.
think week 3 was the last time I saw that. I haven't seen a 19-minute inhib grab in the longest time.
Last game was close, but right now it looks like utter domination from Always Hostile.
What a surprising decision here to go with a disengage comp to try to beat this engage comp. Just it seemed to be a bit of a huge gambit that does so far seem to be a bit of a struggle for Guardian Gaming. This is going to be really rough for them. I don't know what the answer is right now because I've never exactly seen a comp quite like this before. I don't know what kind of answers
It's like
they need to be
it's
looking
like what does a disengage comp do if they just destroy you instantly? Well, nothing. They just get destroyed. Their only engage, their only real hard engage is like maybe an Emialis flash into the team or a fridge Gnar, basically.
Let's not
Like a
forget
huge
about
fridge
the
ult.
fact that Guardian Gaming absolutely loves to prowl on opponents who are unprepared or unaware of their environment, which means we could see a surprising play for Guardian Gaming here.
Yeah.
It's
The
totally
problem is, I
viably
think
possible.
even Fridge will get like instantly wrecked if he just jumps into a team. They deal a lot of damage. Drakkar wants in. He has no one to throw Lunar Gecko against. So just
Perhaps
sit
the haunting
deep in
memory
all camps.
of previous weeks seems to be haunting the mind of their shot caller, which I believe is Hamcam, as he
Uh-oh,
is just
Drakkar
unable to
wants
make what
in.
happen here.
Oh, big ult onto just one person, but who cares at that point? Lunar Gecko just gets eliminated.
Animaniac's damage is just cutting through everybody like butter.
Oh, Drakkar. He's channeling his E again. He cancels it, though. Anytime he goes in, it just spells doom for Guardian.
Doom.
Doom.
Right now, I think if I was Digital Monster here, I would think about grabbing maybe one more item that could give me a little bit of extra tankiness. Even a Leandri's Torment, I think, would be pretty solid for his build decision here. He's been, other than that, he's been really on point, unstoppable. Do you think a Sheen? Perhaps he's going for a Lichbane?
Could be.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he might be better.
It's looking
with
like a
Leandri's for the
very
extra health.
AP Galio now. He knows he's very ahead. He's actually up about 3,000 gold.
Right here,
over
and at the same time, I
Hamcam.
like what Always Hostile is doing right now, is they're just taking away any resources, they're cutting away at the opportunity.
They're
for Guardian
doing what
Gaming to
Guardian
win.
likes to do, just choking them out. There's nothing Guardian can really get outside of being in their base, really. There's just
Right,
nothing.
they're just slowly cutting them away, making every little resource is gone, and
And that's the worst way to lose a game of League. You just get slowly bled out over the course of a game.
Right, and definitely Always Hostile really likes
Feels
to do it
bad.
that way right now. What, to beat you by your own strategy feels bad?
Well, yeah, and it's also like whenever they really want to just set up and engage, they can just leap in.
Indeed. Well, right now it looks like Guardian Gaming is doing some ward clearing right now, as the control ward on the other side is conveniently placed to completely prevent.
There's also
any vision
minions
at all.
on the Nexus towers at 22 minutes into the game now.
Yeah,
Free Earth Drake for them.
you know, this is something that it does seem to be in greater benefit. It looks like Always Hostile wants to use what they can for the distraction. Does seem to
Now
be
with the
way to
Earth
go for
Drake,
their Earth Drake.
you
yeah.
I think you can just rush down Baron super fast now.
Yeah, and I don't see a way for them to even stop it really. But it looks like they're going to
Easy
take the back and try to.
Well, I
regroup.
didn't mean like right now. I think they just go, they set up vision, they're just
Oh.
Guardians stuck in their base. Like there's no need to rush at this point. They're 23 minutes in with a 10k gold lead. They're in complete and total control of this game. They don't need to rush anything. But they
Right.
can get Baron, and it does look like
But
they're
this
setting
is-
it up.
Right.
Because it's also
Oh,
that's
sorry.
the only that's the only objective in the game.
I kept cutting you off like 5 times there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, Baron's the only objective in the game that they can easily get without diving into their base. That's all that remains, though it looks like Guardian want to make their last.
With the 23-minute point right here, they still have their disengage comp viably possible. And remember, Always Hostile has the upper hand right now. So Guardian Gaming is trying to make them make a mistake here. Maybe misplay, maybe misread, make a bad decision. That's exactly what Guardian Gaming, I would say, is looking for right now. They're just trying to wait for something to happen for them that they can get the upper hand in. But Always Hostile is in control of this. It's their game to determine whether they want to win right now or they want to win 10 minutes later.
I mean, Always Hostile, they should just do Baron. Because, like, they want to pull them out of their base so they can beat them in another fight. And if they rush down Baron and they don't respawn, they still get Baron. It looks like they'll get there before this goes down, but Baron is at half health. It's gonna force.
It's gonna take
actually, Lunar Gecko's not going to get there.
Yep, they did get there in time. And here comes Zach on the engage here. It's gonna be Digital Monster using the ultimate prematurely to just prevent Guardian Gaming or even having a prayer at that.
I'm actually not sure what that was about.
I feel like that was a security. You know, there's sometimes where they do a flash on the wall, you know?
He's pushing bot lane at the same time.
Oh yeah, there's that. Yeah.
So that's a free Baron, basically.
I think Digital made the right decision there. Like, he used the ultimate literally to prevent Guardian Gaming.
Well, someone jumps into the pit, they get knocked up, so that makes sense. Yeah.
Right.
Good on him. But
I mean, there is Emmy Alice that could easily just spell shield that, so that would have been negated, but you get the idea.
And it's been now around 13 minutes since Guardian got their last kill.
Yeah,
they got a Drake about 10 minutes
here by
they haven't gotten anything in a long time.
Indeed, and they're just being completely taken apart by their own jungle. Their strategic plan of staying together is what they can do only at this point here. But I think Always Hostile does need to think of a way to get some pressure here. They decide to send the Renekton top here. You just use the battering ram strategy of the 1-4-0.
Yeah. Oh. Drakkar does not find anybody.
It's going to be a quick take. They didn't even get a chance to defend it at all.
I mean, the problem is, it's like, who on your team goes to fight them? Like, you have to win a miracle fight if you're Guardian, but who engages it? Well, actually, Fridge engages it. He's going to try, but he's not going to find Animaniac. Animaniac now opens up onto the entire team. Drakkar takes back Lunar Gecko, and he should just die.
Pins and needles, he takes out one, and it looks like Animaniac's on the run here. The crit damage by Tristana is not going to be enough. It looks like Guardian Gaming has completely been thrown off the wheels here, and it looks like they're going to be going down again here. And that's going to be another Nexus lost by Guardian Gaming. I cannot believe this incredible
huge
upset.
Statement here from Always Hostile.
Absolutely. Go ahead and
I'll let you take
up.
this one.
No. I insist. This time I get to let you fight it. I'll do it. The game 2 has gone to Always Hostile. What an incredible upset by Always Hostile to win.
It wasn't even close. It was a 2-0. Like,
I know. That's like, I can't even describe it other than in a boxing situation, like I always do.
I think
like
without a doubt.
When you get punched like right in the kisser, like right in that sweet spot of the jaw, and you just get your brain knocked all over the place, you just lose complete sight of what's going on. That's when the ref just kind of tags in and says, okay, this fight's over. And I think exactly what just happened to Guardian Gaming. Just
I think without a doubt, Digital Monster gets MVP for that. He did the most damage in the game. He didn't die. 7-0-10. Just he's about up like 3K gold on his opponent. More.
He just
almost
was
4K.
Everywhere he needed to be. He positioned really great. He did a very fantastic job. He hit a lot of great skill shots. He made some kills happen that I was a little concerned about. He made some big plays. He did a really, really on-point job. He did just a really, really good one. Apparently, I'm getting some word here that Digital has won Game 2's MVP, but we need to decide the series MVP here.
I think since he was in the conversation in Game 1, I think it would go to him too.
Indeed, he definitely did show a lot of prowess, but here's the kicker, man, Walrus. Apparently, according to what's going on, Digital Monster is not going to walk in for this interview. He says he's going to be leaving momentarily, I believe.
All
And
right.
since we'll be able to classify the reason when we get our hands on him, but if he does come around to it, it's tits. I would like you
0015. That's an interviewable score.
I mean, yeah.
Let's get him.
All right,
Yeah.
go ahead. It's Tits. You have been the replacement for Digital Monster, who did a great job in not only Game 1 and Game 2. So, congratulations on the Series MVP, Digital Monster. Please step into the general lobby, It's Tits, when you're ready to start your interview, and
You
we'll
can
know
move him.
right away.
Yeah,
Well,
you can move him to casters.
I know, but you know, there's just sometimes you gotta finish a conversation. You gotta be like and
Oh,
then we
alright,
know,
he-
and then we can move him. Yeah, yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and move him right into the hit here, so we can get ourselves a conversation. It's Tits.
There we go.
Yeah.
I was like,
Hey.
I couldn't get in here.
Yeah, it's security measures for casters only.
No,
It's why
I
there's-
hear you.
Well, anyway, congratulations to your team, It's Tits. We wanted to ask Digital Monster to be the interviewer here, but
Yeah.
you gave me a message telling me he can't do it for some reason.
Yeah, he's got to go for a little bit
Oh.
before the we have another series coming up, and he's to help his mom with some stuff.
Well,
I gotcha.
You guys certainly made the team you're playing next scared with this one. That was very convincing.
Hey, thanks, boys. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
The second
my
game,
goodness.
first game was more of a throw by them, but the second game was super convincing.
Yeah,
Like,
we
wow.
the first game we just got really we got really lucky. Not Emmy. Wow, I'm so used to being on Guardian. Digital
Yeah.
hit an amazing charm Q on Jeremy that was able to let me hit a hook on him in the last team fight, and once he got out, Ham was pretty much out of the fight already, and we were able to win it off that. That charm won us the game right there,
So
in my opinion.
So you just said it yourself. You basically were on Guardian Gaming. How does it feel to just get the big punch on him? How does that feel?
I have a huge love for all of Guardian. Like I went out on a good note.
No flame.
No. I'm. That's another reason why I told him let me have had him. I was like, if you can't make it, let me have it, because I was on there. I mean, me and Ham have been really good friends for about 2 years now, and I talk to those guys daily still. They're still really good friends. There's zero hard feelings amongst any of us. We're super happy we were able to get this game against them.
So always hostile. By the way, I have not got a winner's music from you guys. So what is your winner's song so I can get it
Oh,
played
boy.
for the audience? Hate to
All
do
right.
it on the spot, and I'm very
All
sorry
right,
about
all
it.
right,
But
all right.
it is what it is.
Give me a second here. All right, I got this. I don't think my team's gonna agree with this, but I really don't care.
I don't know what the policy is for you, but it is whatever you want.
Policy for me is that they can deal with it. Annie, I was gonna go with that. Oh crap! Hey, let me change it quick. Is it okay if it's like, yeah? All right, we're gonna do this.
All right. I mean, I just now got what your first one was, but if you wanna,
Yeah, no, this one's so much better. Sorry.
totally fine with me. Here we go. Oh, the Death Parade.
Yeah, dude. Beautiful. Favorite opening to an anime of all time.
Okay. Well, then there we go. It's only a little short, but I'll play your second one if the interview goes any longer.
Hey, it's short just like our second game.
Ooh. Is there something else you want to say about that? That was
No, I had to throw a little shade towards them. Come
a
on.
little shade.
Wouldn't be an interview with me if it wasn't.
Well, I guess we'll go into some questions here. So you were kind of sitting on the fence for a short while for Duo Esports. Like you kind of had a team. You were kind of looking for stuff, and you were kind of looking around. And then you got the answer to come back here and play for a team here. So what do you feel about that? Like, are you happy that you're playing?
I'm super happy we're back. It's kind of been, kind of sucks. We came into this, we didn't have any wins going into this. We got 0 points going into these last 2 weeks here. This game helps a ton. Being able to get this, whether we won or lost, even if we got a point, that would have really helped for playoffs. And so, I loved being in this league before. I enjoyed it. I really think it was set up quite well. you know, we were going to be in another league, and then I got a message from Emmy and Exxon saying, or Dota, sorry, saying that a team's out and that there's a spot open for us. And I instantly messaged Dota back, and I was like, yeah, put us in. It'd be great to be back.
Well, I'm really happy for you and your team's sake here. You really,
Yeah.
I mean, the best example, as I said earlier, was I'm like a bit of a more of a boxing kind of guy. Sometimes when you get a sweet punch on somebody, you just knock them right out of their chances of winning the match. And I saw it in that second match. You just hit them right so hard, the ref just had to call it off. That was just so well of a punch. It just kind of knocked them right out of their groove entirely.
Yeah,
That was just
we were.
that just defined the entire series and the rounds in between. It's a really great job, I have to admit.
Whoever won the early game that game, I think wins. There's no doubt in my mind whoever wins the early game wins there. Both teams wanted to scale out a little bit, and first team that can get to their scaling wins.
Indeed. Kaiser Ma, we gotta be honest with you, was one of the big reasons for Game 1's victory. Whose decision was it to tell him to do that, by the way?
To push bot?
Yeah,
Or push top, sorry for the inhib.
yes.
I'm main shot caller on the team. I don't want to say it was just me. You know, everyone has a voice, but I guess if you had to put it to someone, I guess me. But I was about ready to flame my team super hard. They called for Baron at the end instead of winning, and I just screamed bloody murder that I was gonna freak the hell out on them. So at least listen.
So, I have one. What did you think of their comp in that last game? 'Cause it's not a very traditional Guardian comp.
No, threw me off a lot. I haven't played against them with their new jungler, and you know, both Ivern and Maokai new picks for me to play against. You know, recently, especially against them. I haven't seen Ham on Ahri yet. Jeremy on a true carry, like a Tristana, like a hyper carry. I haven't seen him play it personally. I'm not saying he's bad on it or anything. I just haven't seen it from him, and so that was really confusing. Emmy, you know, that's his playstyle. Morgan, I feel like definitely could be his playstyle. I was surprised he didn't go for an Nami or something like that, but I'm guessing they took that because of the Zac. Definitely different, 100% different from them.
Yeah, they ran a really kitey comp, and it's like, well, you guys got so ahead at this. They try and disengage you, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, it was definitely different. I think Ham's still running the pick ban over there. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if they had practiced this. I haven't looked at much of their practice games really, even though I've been in there talking to them. I don't want to get an unfair advantage or anything with it, but yeah, no, it was completely different for them. It felt like it was a little awkward for him.
So I guess final question for me, and I guess final question for Manuel is coming up. My final question is, so you got yourself a impressive win here. What is the next game? But what are you saying this game's going to carry to the next game? It's like that great confidence, all that great charisma you just got from hitting one of the top dogs all onto his back out of a great hit like that. You think it's going to carry over to the next match?
If we lose this next series, I'm going to kick everyone on my team.
Oh my goodness! That is rough.
They know it. I told them.
All right.
I'll kick myself too.
Well, always hostile. Good fortune to you in the next matchup here. It'll be Ares streaming the game, as well as Blaze and a couple of other casters jumping in to action at the second part. So I gotta say, it's Tits. Thank you very much for jumping in on this interview here. Manuel, do you have any final things you want to ask?
Nah, not really.
Ham, I love you.
Well, there we go. It's Tits. Thank you very much. I'm pretty sure he'll love to hear your opinion on that. And thank you once again. I'll see you next time. It's Tits. If I see you in the interview spot again, that is.
You'll be seeing me around. Don't worry about that.
Good to hear. See you next time, man.
Thanks, boys.
Indeed. All right, so let's go ahead and get ourselves a little bit of closure here. Let's just take one final look at the graphs here, as it looks like all around the Galio in both games just did highest damage and highest everything on all regards here. What a great champion to consistently be able to get out there and do all the work necessary. So, I guess, Manuel, there's final thoughts on both Guardian Gaming and Always Hostile. What did you think about that?
I think we're going to have much more competitive playoffs now, because it looked like Guardian were the undisputed kings, and they've just been dethroned. So we'll see how they respond to that, and how, we'll see whether or not this was, beginner's luck for Always Hostile if they can continue this and beat other teams. And
Right.
playoffs.
Sometimes in a boxing match, when you just get yourself just a quick jab in, a quick strong punch to knock somebody out, you don't know if that means anything really, because sometimes flukes do happen. Sometimes a sweet spot gets hit, and then the boxer goes down, and then that's what they're classified as for their situation at hand. Sometimes that's what can determine a match. But we all know how effective and how great Guardian Gaming's teams have been recently and throughout the weeks here. I don't think they'll go down quite like that. Not anytime soon. I would say that this is one of those kind of fluky situations that end up occurring. But that being said, my name is Army Overlord, and with me was
it was Man Walrus.
and we will see you guys next time, pretty soon in fact, as Ares and Blaze will be tagging in to be doing the casting this time around. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys had a blast. See you guys momentarily, and I will see you guys later tonight as well. Goodbye, everyone.